You know, I really have to give people props that get on a camera and just gab. And because it's almost like you're talking to yourself. I talk to myself, but that's because I'm crazy. But I talk to myself, but it's not like I'm trying to talk to an audience. It's not an easy thing to do. But anyway, my name is Kevin, and I'm just happy that I was finally able to take the time. You know what? I don't need these earphones, they're pissing me off. But I'm happy that I was able to take the time to finally jump on this video and talk to you guys. And because I've been promising that I was going to do it, and there's some people out there that saying, hey, you said you was going to do a video, so I'm trying to be a man of my word and get on here and do a video. So and I'm not going to do a long one. This first one is not going to be long. I want to just talk about manifestation and kind of, because we're living in this ridiculously hard year. 2020 has been a big joke. It's been bittersweet for me, which I'm sure has been for a lot of you out there as well. I mean, it's been up and down and around and everything else. This is like the year of the clown or something, you know. But it's important, there's things that we can do to make life a little easier, and one of them is manifestation. I'm always posting or talking about manifestation, and the reason why I do is because it's real. And I've been trying to pound this into people's heads, but a lot of people just don't want to listen. Use me as an example as far as manifestation. I'm not where I really want to be yet, but I'm heading in that direction. And if you look at really where I came from and where I started and where I am now, I mean, the proof is in my lifestyle, And like I said, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm heading in that direction. Because sometimes manifestation takes a while, and one of the things about manifestation is you're supposed to act as if you already have what you're asking for. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to give you an example. This isn't really a good example as far as, driving, a drive-through, but it's the best example that I can give you right now off the top of my head. Let's say you're going to McDonald's or Burger King or one of your favorite fast food drive-throughs, and you drive up and you're talking to the person in the speaker, and you tell the person you want a cheeseburger with fries and a large Coke or whatever, right? And the person takes your order and they tell you to drive up, and then you pay. You have faith that when you get to that second window, after you pay, that your food is going to be there, right? So you pay, tell you to drive up, maybe wait a few minutes, hopefully it's not too long, and they give you your bag and they give you your drink, right? Because you will expect it. You paid for it, you will accept it. It's the same thing with manifestation. I'm not saying that it's easy, but actually it really is. A lot of people don't think it's easy because they're not patient. So you place your order to the universe. You say, listen, it could be something simple like you want a raise at your job. You're working a 9 to 5, you want a raise. You work hard, you feel like you deserve a raise, right? So you manifest that. You say, and you can even write it down. Actually, grab a pen and a piece of paper and write down. You have to be specific, very specific about what you're asking for. So say you want a raise. Write down the amount, down to the cent of how much of a raise you want. Aim high. Don't be afraid to aim high. I got to put that in there. Don't be afraid to ask for more. Ask the universe for more than you really, And another thing is the universe is abundance. You got to think in abundance. Don't think that, oh, this is too much money I'm asking for. Be reasonable within your job and whatever, but don't be afraid to ask for a little more than what you're hoping for. Always aim high in life. Always aim high, They say shoot for the stars, you might hit the moon. Same thing with manifestation. So aim a little high, write that dollar figure down, right? and act as if you're already receiving it. Just like in a drive-thru, you're driving to the next window, they give you your stuff. You're happy, you're feeding your face. You know, same thing. It's with manifestation. Put your order in, write your order into the universe. Act as if you already received it. A little secret is that the universe does not know time. Time does not exist in the spiritual realm, only in the physical. Manifestation is spiritual, it's energy. Energy does not give a damn about time. A week can go by, a month can go by, and you probably still didn't receive your raise. So a lot of people get mad, they get depressed, they get upset. Can't do that, because what that does is offsets what you already asked the universe. So it's almost like you put in your order at McDonald's, you paid, and then you went to the second window. And maybe they're busy and they took too much time, and you're sitting there, you get so mad you leave. You're never going to get your food if you leave. It's the same thing with manifestation. You got to be patient. You got to act as if. Just wait. Just wait on the universe, okay? It's worked for me. I'm telling you guys, it's worked for me. I'm not on here to show off. I'm not on here to BS anybody. I'm just on here to maybe provide a little bit of hope and a little bit of wisdom and insight on how I manifested my life. Let me just give you a quick background of me, you know. I didn't even go to college. I went to school for photography for a little while, and that was it. You know, I own 2 businesses right now. And they're growing slow. One of them is playing on the monitor on the TV behind me, Lux Expose, and I started that because of manifestation, because I just wanted to put it to the test. 10 years ago, you know, I had an idea of doing kind of like luxury advertisement and luxury events, because I knew I love nice things. Who doesn't? And I'm not even materialistic. I didn't come from, you know, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I came from very humble beginnings. I was born in the hood, in Boston. You know, I've even gotten in trouble when I was younger, in my early 20s. But when I learned manifestation, everything just turned around for me, you know. I put my order into the universe, and I just waited on it. And I acted accordingly. I acted as if I already had things. And, you know, things would just fall into place, one after the other. They'd fall into place, almost like magic. And when it happens, you're just like, wow, this is crazy. You know, and it is magic almost, because it's like this stuff, some things will just pop out of the nowhere when you least expect it. You can be going through a hard time, and you're trying to stay positive, and you know, and then all of a sudden you check your email. Just like me, I checked my email one day. I was going through a hard time. My business wasn't doing too good. But I had put it in the universe. I had wrote a dollar figure, and I keep you know, like a ledger. I keep a notebook with my manifestations written down in detail, in full freaking detail, what I want. And one day I was checking my photography email, which I never check it. I'm telling you, the same day I checked this email, I got an email from Puma offering me a job being a freelance photographer. And I was able to negotiate my hourly rate. And this was almost 3 years ago, and I'm still gunning for Puma, you know. They still got me working for them. And this COVID thing was a blessing and a curse, of course, for a lot of people, because you all know what's been going on. But because of, you know, a lot of the stores and the shopping, the malls and stuff were shut down, and a lot of the Puma superstores were shut down. They had to rely on their website. You know, a lot of people started buying stuff online. In order for that stuff to be online, someone has to take the pictures of their product. And so I've had so much work, like unbelievable. I was able to move. You know, I've been doing work from home, and you know, when I go inside the Puma studios like 20 hours a week right now. So it's been a blessing as well. You know, I had to adapt, but anyway, it's because of manifestation. That was like a dream come true. It just came from out of nowhere. They didn't even interview me. They just offered me the job on the phone via email. They didn't even see me. They said, "When can you start?" So that's one thing. Well, actually, it's two because it's Lux Expose. I mean, I did an event with a billionaire in Boston. People didn't think I could pull that off. Mind you, that event almost killed me because it was so stressful. But I did it. It wasn't a clean event. It wasn't like, and what I mean by clean, it wasn't perfect. There was a hiccups because I never did an event of that magnitude before. It was done in a billionaire's hangar. A lot of you guys out there already know who the guy is, and it was just crazy how it happened. I sent him a proposal. I already said, you know what, this freaking guy is going to let me do this event. And I made it happen. Same thing with my first events I did with Aston Martin of New England. At the time, the ex-vice president was there of Aston Martin North America. And I told him what I wanted to do, and he agreed to it because I went in there with confidence, and I made it happen. That's another thing. Confidence, write your order to the universe, make it happen. It's not rocket science. It might be magic, but it's not rocket science. We're all capable of this because we're all energy. The universe is not going to give you what you want. The universe is going to give you what you feel. Because when you have feelings and emotions, those send out vibrational energy, impulses, or whatever you want to call it. And they ripple. And sometimes those ripples come back, whether it's positive or negative. If you're around negative people, what's going to happen to you? You're going to feel negative. You don't even have to interact with these people. You don't want that person, that negative person around you or even in your space. If you're anything like me, I'm what you call an empath. I feel people's energy like I can feel the wind blow. Someone can just walk right in the same room with me and I know right away how they're feeling. And if they're feeling negative, I'm just like, oh, damn, this person's... It's almost like if you walk in a room and someone farts. That's how it is with me. Don't bring that stinky attitude over here. I have to leave the room. I can't be around negative people. And even with myself, when I'm negative, I'm aware of my emotions. You got to be aware of your emotions. What am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this way? What can I do to fix my emotions? What can I do to fix this energy that I'm feeling? And it's another thing, you got to be careful of the people you surround yourself with, because if you're trying to manifest that new house, or you're trying to manifest that amazing relationship, that man or that woman, and you're around someone who's always complaining, whether it be your husband, your wife, your kids, your friends, co-workers, and you're always around someone who's complaining about things, guess what? That energy is going to affect you. So make sure that you try your best to either transmute that negative energy, help the people that are around you that are negative, try to help them get out of it, or just stay away from them. I know it's not easy because we do have families and we have obligations to people, especially people we work with, whatever. We can't just say, oh, you're negative, I can't work with you. That's a conversation for another day to kind of put a shield around you. But do your best to not associate with negative people if you can help it. Because like I said, I'm going to say this again, the universe only will give you what you are feeling and not what you want. You can manifest even quicker when your want and your feeling and your emotions coincide. Okay? Let me say that again. Manifestation works a little faster when you couple your wants with the way you're feeling. And it's not an easy thing to do. The subconscious is is the ruler. Okay, the subconscious rules everything, and I don't really want to get into that either because it's the whole metaphysical part of that is not complicated. It's actually pretty simple, but I just don't want to go off on what I'm trying to explain too much. But you can want something and you're not really feeling it. You have to really feel what you want. And you can't say, hey, I want to get this new house, or I want to be happy in a relationship, if you're not really feeling it. If your heart isn't in it, it's not going to happen. Trust me. It's not going to happen. You have to, when you're asking for that raise at work and you write it down, that's the best thing to do is to write it down in a notebook and be very, very specific about what it is that you're asking for. And then you take that notebook, you close it up, and you act as if you already have it. You feel that emotion. Imagine that emotion you get when you see the next month or whatever, when you did receive a raise. How did it make you feel? That's the way you need to feel even before you get it. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to think in terms of energy right now. We're all energy. This flesh, this right here, this isn't me. This is just a vehicle. My soul is me. What's inside of me is what really, that's behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you're driving a Ferrari, you're not thinking about the gasoline or the spark plugs. Without gas, or even if it's an electric, without the battery, but you're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about the gas going through the cylinders and making combustion. You're not thinking about that. You're just getting in and you're driving it. With manifestation, you have to be aware of your soul, because your soul is the ruler. Your soul is part of the infinite universe. Your flesh is not who you are. What you look like is not who you are. That's why racism is so stupid. It's such a low vibrational. It's a cancer. What it is. Because your flesh is not. Your soul is what rules. So when you think of in terms of energy, you think of the source, which is the universe. Source energy, what some people call a God, whatever God you may serve, Buddha, whatever. In Christianity, it doesn't really matter. But people need to think in terms of spirituality and soul and source instead of thinking about all the physical. The physical is just a result of the manifestation. I'm here because my mom and dad met and they fell in love and they got married and they had me. But it was because of a feeling, it wasn't just physical. It was because, they decided to, I don't know how, how they met or whatever I'm trying to say. But, it started off with a feeling. It started off with energy, is what I'm trying to say. It's energy. When you meet somebody, it's energy. And you feel like you want to procreate or have kids with them, it's energy. The physical is a result of it. So I'm here as a result of two people creating energy together. So, it's the same thing with manifestation. Once you kind of figure that out, things become a little easier. It becomes a little easier to navigate. So, like the TV behind me, the desk I'm sitting on, my computer, it all started off from an idea. Somebody had to sit down and they had to draw it out. They manifested it because it came from here and it came from the heart. But you have to be completely aware of where this comes from. And when you're aware of it and you're aware of your emotions, that is half the battle right there, Some people just thrive off of negative energy, and then they attract more and more negative energy into their life. You know, it's like going to the gym. You don't just wake up in the gym, right? You make the conscious decision that you want to feel better, that you want to be in shape. So it started off in here and in your heart, correct? Sometimes for a lot of people, I know for myself, the hardest part of going to the gym is actually getting mentally prepared to go to the gym, especially after you've been busting your butt all day at work. The last thing you want to do is go to the gym. You know, you didn't wake up one day with that mindset of being a beast in the gym. Some people are addicted to it, but you had to start because you made that conscious effort and decision. But that was all here, and that was all in your brain. That wasn't all just physical. You could have been overweight, you know. But you guys understand what I'm trying to say. A lot of you are smart people. You know where I'm getting at with this. It's the same thing with manifestation. And you got to keep going. It'll snowball. Manifestation snowballs. It'll attract. You get stronger and stronger. And next thing you know, manifestation will happen to you within weeks, months, even days. You will be able to manifest things. So I hope this helps somebody out there, you know, that is listening. I really do, because, you know, a lot of people, like I said, are going through it. They're going through a lot of depression. And you got to realize, especially when I get depressed, I allow myself to feel bad, you know, and then I throw it away. I say, okay, I've had my moment. I'm done. But some people like to wallow in it. It's like, you ever wake up in your, you know, you have a bad dream, or it's hot in your room and your pillow's sweaty and your sheets are just wet. You know, you're not just gonna lay there when you're conscious of it. It feels disgusting. I mean, for myself, I'll get up and change the sheet or change the pillowcase or what have you. You know, it's almost like if you were a baby and your mother just leaves you in your stinky your stinky diapers. You're not just gonna you don't want to just lay in the diapers. You want to change it. But some people, when they get into their depression or their bad attitudes, or they just like to wallow in it because they get so addicted to it, because their body is so used to it. Oh, I sat in traffic today. It's time to be upset. You know? And then they get used to it every day. Oh, it's going to be traffic today. It's going to be traffic today. I'm going to road rage. I'm going to be upset until I get home. You got to train your brain to think differently. Put on some meditation music. Use that time that you're sitting in the car to call a loved one. Reach out to someone that you haven't talked to in a long time and tell them that you've been thinking about him or her. You know, you got to transmute that negative energy, because the quickest way for you to dismiss anything that you wrote to the universe is negative energy. Negative energy is the worst. It's the thief that will come in and steal what you've been fighting for, what you've been not even fighting. I don't even like to use that word fighting, because it's a negative connotation. It's a negative word. But what you've been trying to manifest in a positive light, what you already felt, that positive emotion, that happiness, you know, of you getting that raise, or you finally meeting that man or woman of your dreams. But when you start to be negative and you hold on in that negativity, the universe is saying, they don't really want this. They don't really want it. Because they're not feeling it. You got to feel what you want. Not just want what you want. You got to feel what you want. You got to feel that happiness, and you got to hold on to it. You know what a vision board is? A lot of you do. It's when you take a board, you know, some sort of a board. It could be a whiteboard or whatever kind of board, and you go to a magazine, cut out the house that kind of resembles the house or the lifestyle you want to see yourself living in, the car, the man or the woman, the kids, the house, the family, everything. Cut that stuff out. Put it on a vision board. Put it in your room so when you wake up, you see that every day. It's pounded into your brain, pounded into your subconscious. You will be surprised that the universe will start to give you all the stuff that you've been manifesting. But don't you dare doubt it. Because the moment you doubt it, it's not going to happen. Can't doubt it. And what happens when you doubt love, right? What happens when you doubt the love for your husband or your wife? When you start to question them. It's almost like you're springing a little leak in your boat. You're in the middle of the ocean. Your relationship is like a boat. And you're in the middle of the ocean. What's going to happen when that water starts to get choppy and you start to doubt your husband as a navigator? Or you start to doubt your wife as a navigator, or if it's your co-pilot or your co-captain or whatever you want to call it. You guys that boat's gonna sink. Somebody's poking holes in the hull. You'd be surprised how many of these things are so married together, like, the concepts are all the same. We're all energy, But I'm gonna stop there. Again, I hope this helps somebody. I hope this helps you if you're watching. If I can manifest things, amazing things. If I can wake up and find myself in China on the Great Wall five times in 5 different locations. If I can own a luxury advertising company. If I can be a master photographer for a global company like Puma, and I'm from the hood. Trust me, you can do it. Don't doubt yourself. Just make it happen.